Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 13 of season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're going to go ahead and hop into this one, guys. If you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote what movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage to try to make it worth your while since you are got it away support channel. But guys, at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. With that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 13. Here we go. Wait.
3 highly decorated members of the Russian government murdered in cold blood on Russian soil by former S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Okay, we're gonna have to play a little catch up here.
You must have something to say for yourself.
I'd like a cheeseburger, medium, with cheddar cheese, ketchup, mayo, lettuce, and tomato. And some curly fries. Crispy.
Malik's convoy heading our way.
Oh, I really should stretch before running.
If Malik and his Russian patsy want to build some inhuman sanctuary, why not build it someplace nice and sunny?
Same reason they don't put a prison camp in Malibu. Not in my backyard.
That's what the sanctuary really is going to be, isn't it? A prison camp.
Pretty
We'll
much.
see what Bobbi and Hunter find when they get there.
I wouldn't put it past them.
But you're gonna need some transport. Will that be a problem?
Nope, I think we got that covered, actually.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Wow. How does this all go south?
Bobbi and I were on holiday picking mushrooms.
In the woods of Siberia in the dead of winter.
Do you know a better place to find the jumbo chaga mushroom? Because I certainly do not.
You were caught.
We were accosted in the woods by some ham-fisted, dare I say, drunken soldiers. All we did was try to get out of it. We're the victims here, mate. You want to know the key to a good mushroom soup? Dried porcinis.
Quite pretty in its own way.
They've wiped out almost 30 square kilometers of forest just to make room for this place. You wonder why the planet's dying.
Got that right, mate. You and Jemma watched the documentary I mentioned?
Oh, yes, the one about the Amazon.
We're a little busy, guys.
If we're gonna infiltrate, a surveillance package would help, sir.
And guns. Don't forget those.
Guns. Lots of guns.
You want to assassinate a former member of the World Council, knowing that if we get caught, that it'll be considered an act of war.
So, you're saying?
Find out what Malik's up to and get back to me. Keep a low profile.
You gonna be able to hold back that trigger finger, buddy? You're so sexy when you spy. Just fucking gazing straight
Hi.
into her eyes.
Kind of nice, isn't it? The two of us, alone, in the woods.
No, not here, not now, though. I love the way you think.
Get your mind out of the gutter, woman. I was just trying to recall the last time we went away together on a proper vacation.
Rio, Caesar Park Hotel.
We're on a mission, stakeout.
San Diego.
Visiting your mum doesn't count.
Florence?
That wasn't me.
Oh, whoops.
Here we are, chasing a man who may be the last head of Hydra, and our orders are to surveil him? Why? So he can come back to haunt us later. There's a pattern emerging, and it always ends badly. We've got movement.
What's that tech wrapped
What
around his
in
head?
the world?
Holding him prisoner.
Coulson needs to see this.
Wow.
That's one way to infiltrate the Banners.
Do you guys have a map?
Они думают, что мы идиоты. Я звоню капитану.
Не идиоты. Немножко отстали.
Oh, shit. Jeez. Get him. Get him. Where was she keeping those? Get him. Dude, I love that shit that they just come right back like that.
We ran into some company, left them tied up in the forest.
Are those mushrooms?
The soup.
It's not bad, actually.
Did she think they were a different kind of mushrooms?
Cabinet ministers. Here.
To get their eyes on an inhuman.
We saw a man being carted off inside the compound, restrained by advanced biotech.
Suspicious, huh? Means like they probably had this planned for a while already.
I dated a Russian hacker once, but I only learned the dirty words.
Bobby, you're with Daisy and Mack. Find the security hub and locate Malik.
So that means I stay here alone?
You're with me.
Well, wait, hold on. If he's with her, how did he get caught too? Where's May? Or did he, like, run away when she wasn't looking or some bullshit? Or she abandoned him when he fucked up a situation? Is it bad that I'm automatically assuming that he fucked up the situation?
Amadeus Ravenclaw Hunter.
And what a name, by the way.
Is it true you were with the British SAS?
You start with 4 ounces of dried porcini mushrooms.
Your father was a police officer in Kent.
1 cup of pearl barley, 2 cups sour cream.
My God.
You really want to know my secret? Chicken bouillon.
I will get answers. When did you divorce Mr. Hunt? We know you're lying about the soldiers. We have 3 bodies that someone must answer for. How did you and Miss Morse get here? No record.
Oh my God, how's this guy alive after all these cups of coffee? Maybe it's water.
Your first victim, why did you kill him?
I didn't.
You're saying it was your ex-husband who did this?
No, that's not what I...
Excellent. Finally a confession.
Wait, what? No, what? No, was it fuck?
Mr. Hunter can now be handed over to the Russians for trial, which will likely result in his execution.
That's a lie! I've never seen that man before in my life!
Wow. That's so shitty.
He's the Russian Prime Minister's personal attaché.
What are the chances he just tripped and fell and wrapped himself in a nice, comfy tarp?
I love Hunter, even if he can be a little frustrating sometimes.
Well, aside from the fact that this thing is ancient, I do not read Cyrillic. Yet.
You're gonna let a few backwards letters trip you up?
I think it's a little more than just a couple backwards letters. I think we're understating the complexities of a whole other language system.
The letter that looks like New Hampshire with legs, that's D, right?
The. Great.
Just think what the United States did for the Native American populations. If we hadn't created the reservations, they've been wiped out entirely.
Yes, and this is exactly what we wish to propose to the Kremlin.
I mean, we could have just not...
Reservation for humans.
That's a gross underestimate. God, wow. If we didn't make these locked off little islands for them to live on, we would have just killed them all. Like that was like a... It's like creating the solution to the problem you created, you know?
He's dead at the hands of General Androvi. He found the attaché's position on Inhumans offensive because the general himself is an Inhuman.
Oh.
He's the world's first Inhuman politician.
Yeah. One who happens to have access to nuclear launch codes.
Well, that's, interesting.
We are at a tipping point where humanity is going to make some difficult choices about the preservation of our very existence in these Inhumans.
He's got such a dramatic voice.
This isn't about a sanctuary.
It is time that we let the general loose.
Malik's staging a coup.
Oh. Whoa.
Admit that you're working with S.H.I.E.L.D, cooperating with the American government, and perhaps you can spare your ex-husband from a firing squad. This is your choice.
Doesn't seem like an inhuman power, snapping people's necks. Anyone could do that. As opposed to melting metal or burning holes in people's chests like your ex.
Unless they're telekinetic.
You're right. Anyone can snap a person's neck. You were willing to let Andrew die to get revenge. That's not what S.H.I.E.L.D's about.
No, S.H.I.E.L.D's all about the mission, not the person next to you.
The person next to you was me. S.H.I.E.L.D is about sacrifice.
She looks so out of place.
Слушаюсь. Где галстук? По уставу. У высокий глаз и красивое лицо.
Take his tie. Well, now you are locked out.
I've got a visual on the general, and they're cutting him loose.
Safety ground team, we have a cause of death on the Prime Minister's attaché, Mr. Krupin.
Like he wasn't even touched.
Could be a psychic ability at work here.
Oh!
Where's the general now? You still have eyes on him?
Hold on, I'm still trying to get Bobby through a door. Posible, Daisy. De nada. Pretty sure that's not Russian. Whatever.
Oh, whoa! What was that? It was a shadow.
This hit is going down here and now. The Russian Prime Minister is arriving, and there's an inhuman assassin on the loose. You need to stop him.
Stop him how? I don't even know what he can do.
What if his shadow can... Yo. I was thinking, like, because they said there's no signs of actually being touched. What if his shadow can, like, attack your shadow, and that affects you physically?
Protect the Prime Minister. He's walking into a trap.
We need a distraction.
I have an idea, but it involves May hitting people.
I love how he says that, and a smile creeps right across her face.
Where is Yuri? He could not see the error of his ways. You are all traitors then.
This way, Prime Minister.
Go Daisy.
Do we have the inhuman at a safe distance from the Prime Minister?
Yeah, Bobby's got him.
Oh. Oh, whoa. He's like Noob Sabat. Wow. That's wicked.
He's out cold.
But if it becomes manifest, wouldn't there be evidence of actual, like, physical impact?
Judging by the way he's elsewhere at the moment, it operates independently of him.
Can you just cut to the part where you tell us how we beat it?
Technically, you can't.
Don't panic, sir, but your life
For Mother Russia!
Whoa!
You ready, Sestra?
Da.
God, this is insane. Oh! It really is like fighting Noob Saibot, man. Wow.
How the hell are we supposed to...
That was straight up one of his moves. Not saying that that's intentional, but it's what it makes me think of.
What do I do? What do I do?
Hang on, Hunter.
Well, whatever you're gonna do, do it now!
Ooh.
Пошел вправо. Все, тут ты все.
Oh, and this is how they both get caught.
Are you okay?
Hunter, please.
Wow.
You right, love?
Better now. I thought.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I don't know what frightened me more. The firing squad of that shadow mob bit. I bet you could do it with a cheeseburger right now, huh?
There's no cheeseburgers where we're going.
If there's a way out of this, I can't see it. Not where everyone wins.
Maybe not everyone should.
This goes back to the conversation he had with May.
And I will have to explain how not one, not two, but 3 members of my government were murdered.
To be fair, 2 of them were trying to kill you, sir.
Someone must pay for what happened here, and it will not be me.
Hi, my name is Phil Coulson. When Fitz triggers the EMP, you'll go out that door to your left. There are 2 guards.
Sir, we can't.
To expose all of you.
We took an oath to be the S.H.I.E.L.D.
To protect those in danger.
Wow.
And the right thing for us to do is take the bullet.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
We've discussed it. It's time.
I don't think this is the vacation they were thinking about.
I'll have your things sent to you.
Wow.
One last thing. I would like to thank you both for your bravery. You saved the Prime Minister's life, and doubly fortunate for him, managed to wipe out his entire opposition. They're all dead now, so well done. Seems to me they're free to go.
What happened to the extraction plan?
They're not coming back. They've been disavowed.
Yeah.
There were no good options.
He had to cut them loose, and they had to be shown to have acted rogue and on their own.
They just can't take the fall.
It was their choice. After everything they've done, they deserve that choice. Believe me, guys, I'm gonna miss them too.
They're not like gone, right? Is that our goodbye to... It can't be like the goodbye to the characters, right? They just can't be S.H.I.E.L.D. agents formally. I don't know. I mean, they're talking about finally getting that time away. They definitely have it now.
What about Trinidad and Tobago?
Always loved the name, but...
It's a little bittersweet, though, isn't it?
Maybe Bora Bora?
Ooh.
Think we'll be followed there?
I don't know. I think it'll be a long time before anybody in the intelligence business trusts us. I didn't order that.
I know. You've got an admirer.
Who?
They asked me not to say.
That's suspicious.
That's Jemma.
Oh.
You guys must be popular.
Oh.
Fitz is here.
They're all sending them drinks. This is their way of saying goodbye.
It's a spy's goodbye.
Wow. The last to drink. I mean, let's be real. None of this is very discreet. That guy who's keeping tabs on him that's not one of them should, unless they are any kind of agent at all, picked up on literally all of this. I mean, I guess that's not the point, unless he's Russian, and then that would kind of give away the whole thing, even though I think they were kind of aware of the entire thing. Wow, dude. Whew, fuck.
Nice shot, Dad.
Oh, no.
They don't know he's back, do they?
Nah, Coulson has no clue.
Good. So when do I get to meet you-know-who?
Not yet. He's still gathering himself, and I'm still trying to figure out what his plans are.
Well, I know what they are. It's gonna change the world.
Whoa! Ah, that's my girl.
Okay, we just got introduced to a whole new character now as we send off two of our own. Like, again, I know you guys can't tell me, though I'm sure there's a bunch of people that will be like, don't worry or whatever, or no, you'll never provide the confirmation that I right now desperately crave, but as a stringent defender of not being spoiled, I don't want to know yet. As much as I want to know, but don't want to know, you know, that push and pull of, man, give me the answers. I say that, but I don't really want them right now. If this is like the goodbye for them, I mean, like I said, as far as agents are concerned, you know, they can't operate with S.H.I.E.L.D. We've said goodbye to some people before that had to leave, but they found some ways to kind of weasel them back in for certain special occasions in the future while we're rotating them out of the main party. You know, I mean, I guess like if worse things come to worse, like, you know, they could be called back in for something desperate or whatever, but they just can't. They didn't have to burn them, thankfully, but they did have to disavow them. So that was interesting to see how that all came out. You know, they were definitely building something up, and I thought it was going to be one of them, primarily, I think, Hunter. Like, especially after that conversation with May, what I was expecting was for him to take the fall, to trade, you know, like, because that conversation with May, you had to be willing to put the greater good above your love and your loved ones and anything of the sort. Can't be about yourself, about your own feelings, about these things that he was trying to resolve, like that stuff, like with the Andrew situation and Ward. And that was always his kind of thing about like his odd man outness, with the rest of the group, you know, because he was very much so, yes, he was part of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now, but he would always put everybody else above the mission if it came down to it. This is the one time where he didn't, but he also, it was a choice that both he and Bobbi took. Thankfully, it didn't land either one of them in prison, because I thought that was going to be the outcome. I didn't think they were going to get out of that situation, but they were going to just take the fall because there was no other way to protect their friends. And it'd be that thing where, like, they saved everybody, but they would never be able to be together again or whatever, get that vacation they kept talking about, the fact that they've never taken one. Thankfully, bittersweet element end of it, they got to get that very thing. They got their freedom, thankfully, but they just cannot be associated with the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They can't be associated with S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore. Not that S.H.I.E.L.D. exists, even though everybody seems to be like fully aware that it does. They just can't officially say that it does or confirm that it does. They can't be seen in active duty or anything like that. They had to play this like they just did this of their own accord and not on the behalf of any agency, just out of the goodness of their hearts as ex-agents, and they had to be cut loose based on that, but because of that, they can just no longer associate with any of these agencies either, or be seen to do as such. It just sucks, man. Like, the whole thing, like, with them trying to build this sanctuary state for the Inhumans, likening it to the reservations for Native Americans and all that. And they were like, hey, look for the good it did for the Native American community. And while that is true, but it's only good in the fact that it was getting them away from the problem of being slaughtered by the very same people that pushed them out of their land and blocked them into this designated area to where they are allowed to live freely and of their own accord. In the long term, is it better than death? Yes. But the thing is, you're still forcing them into a pocket of your own choosing and against their will. You know, in this situation, they're offering it as like a retreat. Not a retreat, but like a, hey, if your place isn't going to accept you here, you can come here, more of a refugee camp. But the way he pitched it, like it was this grand, like, gesture of humanity to do what we did with the Native Americans, when I don't know that I could see it like that. To me, like, I just see that as like, you know, like when an antivirus company creates a virus that specifically only theirs can filter or target. You create the problem and then present your solution to the problem you created. Still your fault, you know? Like, it all still is. Like, I don't know. I just didn't like that association of what they were trying to do and the way they downplayed the institution of these reservations and stuff like that. But maybe I just misread that situation, but that's how I took it. Either way, it's Mack, and we're not supposed to like anything he says. Fuck Mack. Because of these differing ideologies of what to do with the Inhumans, the Prime Minister had this hit put on him by this Inhuman who could basically create this shadow entity that could operate fully on its own sentience, and that was going to be a trap that he was being lured into so they could basically overthrow the government themselves and get exactly what they wanted out of all of this. Thankfully, we intervened, stepped in, took out that Inhuman, prevented the assassination. It didn't go very smoothly, which resulted in everything with Bobbi and Hunter. But in the end of the day, we won, but we kind of lost. You know, again, for the greater good, we had to make a sacrifice. And just the send-off, this spy's goodbye, was just so heartbreaking, but at the same time, extremely sweet. Like, in the way that the only way that they could say goodbye in public, even though they were being spied on by a completely different agency, just right across the way. And I feel like they were not being as subtle as one might think. But I guess that's not the point. It was a beautiful send-off all the same. Now we got introduced to Malik's daughter here to kind of fill in the roster, I guess. I mean, we're introducing the new characters we are supposedly saying goodbye to two, so it's like we're trading them out. So I assume we'll get more screen time with her as she starts to be like, hey, when do I get to meet our big alien boss? She's like, I know what he wants. To change the world. That was just the veiledest, vaguest. I mean, that's the extent of what he knows. That was such a nothing statement, but it was meant to sound cool. Fucking Hydra, man. They keep sprouting up. Is there anything I'm missing in this episode? I don't really think that there is. It was very contained. It was very zeroed in on this narrative, and yeah, I don't know, man. This was so sad, man. I do that final moments when finally the realization was setting in. I mean, at least they get to kind of go on their vacation as they were planning there at that bar You know, they were talking about different places they could go. And while they would still be watched for probably the entirety of their lives, they are still going to at least be able to spend this time together and finally do the things they've always wanted to do or talked about doing. I don't know. It's sad. I was tearing up, man. I had like one just creeping all the way down. I don't know if it made it onto the camera at all, but like, yeah, it's effective. It was very, very effective. But man, it's going to be weird not seeing them again if that is the case. That's the situation with everybody else. You know, we lost Trip like we did, and you know, eventually we move on just like in real life. You know, losses, they come and they go, and we just kind of keep on keeping on. Anyway, guys, fantastic episode, bittersweet as hell, emotional as hell. How did you guys feel when you came across this episode? But sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or for Memorable Channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny Sherritt, York, Scott, Melinda, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Contrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, and Sam Moyer. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.